Hey, VV Nation. Well, stock picking is one of the most important parts of trying to make money in the market. You've got to find the right stocks in order to make money in the market. We all know that. And I've gone through a series of videos of stock picking techniques, and this is stock picking technique number 5. Hopefully, folks, this series has helped you be able to feel more confident in the types of stocks that you pick, number one. And number two, to overcome the idea or the notion that the stuff that we give at VectorVest, you can find anyplace else without using VectorVest for free. That's not the right thing. No. The things that I've shown using the power of the VectorVest software. Now, if you're still looking for stocks to pick, folks, this stock picking technique by far is one of my favorite, and it's going to knock your socks off. So with that, let's get right into the software. So this one is called the near perfect indicator. And you know something that probably stands out and catches your attention right away. The near perfect indicator, not the perfect indicator, but the near perfect indicator to help you to find stocks to buy. So this was done by or founded by our managing director in Canada, Stan Heller. I was working on this and we liked it so much that we put it into the VectorVest software. So if you're a subscriber to the VectorVest software, you automatically have this in your database for you. Here's a search that's looking at the MPI Crossing 1 day. I've got a couple of different variations, which I'll talk about in a second, but this is where it stems from. It's using moving averages of RT. RT is relative timing, only found in VectorVest. It looks at the short-term price trend of a stock. RT above 1 on a scale between 0 and 2 is favorable, below 1 is unfavorable, but this is a technical technique, so it's not looking at fundamentals like RV and RS and all those kinds of things. It's looking at the technicals or moving averages on RT. Now, if you're a subscriber and you want to have this, you need to have ProTrader. It is our technical analysis add-on module because that will allow you to add moving averages to just about anything you want. So this is looking at the 5-day moving average of RT greater than the 40-day moving average of RT. And 1 day ago, the 5-day moving average of RT was below the 40-day. So we're looking for a crossover on moving averages of relative timing. Why is that important? That's important from a signal to get in to buy a stock. Someone put into my comments yesterday in my live stream, I'm looking for a stock to buy tomorrow. Well, this is a search that will help you no matter what's going on in the market. And I do advise that before you pull the trigger on finding stocks out of this technique, you want to make sure that the market is going up on that day. All right. Even though the market may be going down, doesn't mean that these stocks will go up, even though they may be telling you that they can. But the direction of the market affects about 80% of the stocks in the market. This is the key point, knowing when to get in from a stock picking technique. That's what's key. Price has got to be greater than $1. Average volume has got to be greater than 100,000 shares. So we're making sure we have some liquidity. That is the basis, and it's crossing day over day. In the system, we also have the MPI crossing 3 days. So we look at the 5-day moving average of RT crossing over the 40-day now, but 3 days ago, it was less. So I like this one more from a swing trade perspective, knowing that it's over the last 3 days, the 5-day moving average of RT has crossed above the 40. So I like the MPI crossing 1 day for short-term trades. If you're trying to swing trade, I like the MPI crossing 3 days. Now, you notice that I've got a couple of different variations in here. I've got the MPI 1 day, same scenario, but I want relative value above 1. The beautiful thing behind this, and that's another VectorVest indicator only found in VectorVest, is that your imagination, you're only stopped by what your imagination is. So I want these stocks showing me it's time to get in, but they have good upside potential. For those of you who are optional, how about the MPI 1 day crossing less than $10? Less than $10, but I'm only looking at optionable stocks. That's a great point for getting in using this. So from a stock picking technique, I like the way that I can move this around in effect to help me, depending on how I invest in the market, to find the right stocks for me. All right. And MPI enhanced, what is that one? It's the sort RV times RS times CI descending. I like this one because it does incorporate the fundamentals, even though this is a technical search. So again, there's a lot of different variations that can be used, but the two main ones are the MPI Crossing 1 day and the MPI Crossing 3 days. Now, let's take a look at what this looks like on a graph. If I go to the graphs, right, I can go over to the right and you'll notice that we have a layout called the MPI Near Perfect Indicator, which puts all of these indicators, all these moving averages on a graph. Now, on a graph, we also have the 5-day moving average of the stop price. Let me move this over a little bit. We've got the 5-day moving average of the stop price crossing above the 40-day moving average of the stop price, only found in VectorVest once again. The stop price is a 13-week moving average adjusted for the fundamentals of the stock. So not only are we looking for entry points using the 5 and the 40 on RT, we're looking at, is the stock trending or moving up by way of the 5-day moving average of the stop price being above the 40-day moving average of the stop price. I love this for being able to see if a stock is trending and using the 5 and 40 on the RT to get me entry and exit points. That is the combination while I'm looking at a graph. On the search, we don't have the 5-day moving average of the stop and the 40-day moving average of the stop. We have the 5 and the 40-day moving of RT. So I brought up two stocks to look at this graph layout on, two stocks that are hot right now. SMCI. Look at this running the 5-day moving average of the stop, which is represented by the blue line, is clearly above the 40-day moving average of the stop, which is represented by the red line. That shows me the trend. And it does a really good job of telling me from a long-term perspective, should I still be in the stock? Now, a lot of you, we've done tightening your stops or being prepared to take profits. This stock is moving currently above a trend line, and the 5 and the 40 are doing well. And from a timing perspective, the 5 is above the 40. How about when it did drop? That was a good opportunity to take profits. When it went back up, get back in, you're in. My favorite stock in the whole wide world, Apple. Look at this over the last 30 days. Now, notice that the timing perspective, though, is a little choppy, back and forth, back and forth. But I think it would have done a good job here, getting you out for a day or two. Look at that. So even though I like Apple, how about getting out, waiting for it to go back above, getting out, waiting for it to go back above, getting out. Now, this will get you in and out, but you know something? On the out parts of getting out, you're taking profits. And if you do this time and time again, you'll never be in a bad situation because you can't go broke taking a profit. So I wanted to show you what the search looked like, and I wanted to show you what the graph looks like. Both of them are incorporated in the VectorVest software as long as you have Pro Trader. All right, now let's find out what stocks I found for you today utilizing this technique. Let's go to the Viewers tab. Here it is, 8/1/2023. Stock picking technique number should be number 5. I mislabeled that. Number 5, the MPI. So I ran the search. All right, I ran the search as of today. I looked at the graphs, and let me show you what I found. Here's my stocks. Here's 10 stocks for you. All right, looking at them, let's stream it. How many stocks going up? How many stocks going down? That's another thing. Before I pull the trigger on the trade, I want to make sure that the stocks are going up. I know that today overall is a down day. Let's go to the home page real quick. Look at that. All of the major indices are down today, but from the search, I do have 3 stocks that are going up. Those would be the ones that I would pay attention to today. All right, hopefully that makes sense to everybody. Those would be the 3 that I look at today. Or I would wait for an up day before I pull the trigger on any of these trades. Let's go see what their graphs look like. Let's hit the graph button. Let's bring that up real quick. Put this on a 3-month graph. Here's where the rubber meets the road. I'm looking for, not only is the stock in a trend by way of the 5 and the 40 on the stop price, which OC is, but I'm looking at, from an entry perspective, the 5 going above the 40 day over day. That's a good entry point. There you go. But overall, this is a good stock to be in. Look at that. And the 5 is clearly above the 40 on the stop price. Let's go to the next stock. The next stock is looking at AIRS. A little choppy in the move, but look at it's in a trend. It's moving up. The 5 just went above the 40 today, but the stock is down. Again, I'd rather make sure that you buy on a day when the stock is going higher. Let's go to the next one. AZN, AstraZeneca, got beat. Look at the 5 going below the 40. Is it currently in a trend? No. The 5 is not above the 40 on the stop price, but as an entry point to get in early, the 5 is going above the 40 today. Let me move this over. The 5 is going above the 40 today. This is another key point. Stan likes it. The lower the trough, the better the entry. That's a good early entry. Stock is down today. I probably wouldn't buy it today. But looking at a stock that's been beaten up, now from an entry point, the 5 going above the 40 today, good entry point. Look at when the stock was falling. The 5 was definitely below the 40 from an entry point on RT. Great opportunity to get out. Take your profits here when the 5 first went below the 40. Man, and I can do this all day long. Let's go to the next one. SRV, another drug pharmaceutical company. The 5 and the 40 have been solid. Now the 5 and the 40 on RT just crossed. Down day to day. I wouldn't buy it today, but if it were an up day and the stock was going up, good entry point. Next one is Totally. This is what I call a gappy stock. I'm not a big fan of a gappy stock unless all of the gaps are filled. Just as quickly as it can gap up, as quickly as it can gap down. Be careful with this one, but the 5 is crossing above the 40 on RT. Let's go to the next one. TSEM in the chip space, been beaten up. Now the 5 is going back above the 40, a down day today. Not in a trend yet because the 5 and the 40 on the stop are not in play. Early entry if you're looking at this one. STME, nicely. Look at the 5 crossing above the 40, nicely moving up. Stocks moving up. It's in a trend now. Up day, I would consider this as long as it keeps moving up. This ECC, low trough, early entry. I'd also like to see this break above that trend line, and I'd like to see the 5 and the 40 go above. Now, I can enter early, even though it's not in a trend, because the 5 and the 40 are crossing on a low trough over the last 3 months. That's for the more aggressive trader to get in early. More confirmation, let's break above that trend line. More confirmation, let's wait for the 5 and the 40 on the stop price to cross up. Another low trough stock, Nike, in a downtrend, broke above, now testing it as a trend line. The 5 is going above the 40. Good early entry for those more aggressive. If you're looking for more confirmation, let's stay above the trend line and let's watch the 5 and the 40 on the stop price. And this is not a low trough stock, but this is a healthcare instrument. Interesting stock. It's got an RV above 1 as a low dollar stock, healthcare instruments. I actually picked some of this up. I'm going to keep my eye on it. I didn't put a ton of money behind it, but I like the move up on the 40-day moving average of RT, and the 5 went back across. I'd like to see a couple of things happen. I got in early. I was aggressive on this. It's a low dollar stock. I'm going to see what happens with this. All right, with that, folks, hopefully you're liking this series of stock picking techniques that are only found in the VectorVest software. If this has been something that you've liked and it's helped you make some money, let me know in the comments. If you're brand new to the channel and you like this content, hit the subscribe button. Folks, this is not only about pretty faces just talking on a screen, blah, 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 pushing stocks, whether up or down. We work hard for our subscribers so you don't have to. Hit that subscribe button and share this content so that people in your social circles who are interested in stocks get some good information, some education. It's more than just picking stocks, more about the education than not. Folks, thank you for joining me for this video. I look forward to the next one. We've got a couple of more stock picking techniques that I think you'll really like in the coming weeks. This video is over. And until the next time, see ya. Hey, VV Nation, one of the most important books that I've ever read in regards to the stock market was written by our founder, Dr. Bart Delito, the founder of VectorVest. The name of the book is called Stock Strategies and Common Sense. It will give you everything that you need to know about how the market works, the cycles, how to value stocks, and it's very well presented so that you can better understand and get a better understanding of how the market works. Folks, you simply need to go to www.vectorvest.com/YT book to get your free edition of Stock Strategies and Common Sense. Folks, you want to do that right now.